Hey everyone, here's a tutorial on how to replace your shifter indicator on your four-wheel drive. So you're going to need a flathead, a plastic trim tool, and a Phillips screwdriver. You probably won't really need the plastic trim tool. I mean, it comes in handy sometimes. So right here we're going to dig in. So here's the new piece, and we're going to be swapping out the old one with this one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking apart the trim piece that goes around your shifter. And we're going to start back here with the cup holder assembly. So this piece just pulls straight up. So once you get it up, just go ahead and set it off to the side somewhere. Same thing with the bezel that goes around the shifter. So the four-wheel drive shifter boot is usually attached to that. It comes out very easily. You just gotta push down as you're pulling up on that bezel. So make sure to chock your wheels, set your parking brake for this step. We're gonna remove this little cover, set it to the side, put it somewhere safe. They like to run away for some odd reason. They're always missing on these trucks for some unknown reason. So go ahead and use a flat blade, push down here, or use your key, whatever's handy. Pull it out of park. So once we have it out of park, there's 3 screws that hold this the shifter cover assembly on. There's one down here. There's one up here in this corner. And there's one on the side here. This one just happened to be missing, so we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna go ahead and remove these screws. Once you have all the screws out for that piece, go ahead and put it in low gear so we can gain access to these 2 screws on the shifter handle. So this cable that goes through the shifter assembly is attached to your overdrive button. So what we're going to need to do is release the connectors from this bracket here. So we're going to undo the connector, and then we're going to unplug it. And then same thing with this guy back here. This one has a little tab that you'll have to pry on with a little screwdriver to release it. So once it's released, we'll go ahead and pull these connectors over to the side over here. This is going to allow us to get a little bit of slack on that cable that runs through the shifter so that we can pull the shifter handle up and set it off to the side. So this right here is the light bulb that illuminates the shifter indicator assembly. It's a quarter turn, so you can easily remove it. This is the original light bulb that comes in these. They're not very bright. So we're going to upgrade this one to an LED so that it illuminates this a little bit better. I have these LEDs on my Etsy page if anyone is interested. You can also find them on Amazon. They're all over the place. You don't have to buy them from me, but I just have them. Okay, so on the back side here, there's two little tabs that hold the shifter indicator on. There's one right here, and then there's one on the other side over here. So in order to release these tabs, we're going to have to pry this little tab towards the center. And at the same time, we're going to have to push down on the tab that's behind it. It's a little tricky, but with two hands it's a little easier. If you can, try to get this out in one piece, especially if you're sending it in to me to get refurbished. If they are damaged, I can't really do anything with them other than just find a replacement, and normally that's at your cost. So once we have it out, we're going to go ahead and reassemble everything in the reverse order that it all came apart. And we'll start by putting all of this back onto the shifter. We'll go ahead and put our LED bin back in right here. When we go to put the shifter handle on, you kind of want to tug on this this connector here at the same time while you push the shifter handle on. Just don't tug too hard, you don't want to break any wires. Once everything's in place, you can go ahead and push down on the handle and test that button, make sure it pulls in and out of gear. If you go all the way to park, it's you have to push on that locking tab again. Go ahead and put the screws back in and tighten them down. And then go ahead and put the screws back in for that trim piece. We're going to reconnect these two connectors and put them back in their places. And we're going to go ahead and put our shifter bezels back on. The four-wheel drive shifter boot, it snaps right into the bottom of that thing. It's pretty easy even with that cover over everything. Go ahead and reinstall your cup holders. And to install the new piece, you're just gonna line it up with these holes here and then push it straight down. This 4Runner had a it had a loose shifter. The shifter bushings were pretty worn out, so even though it's in park, you can't really tell it's in park. So once the shifter bushings get replaced, then that'll fix that. So we're gonna test the LED, make sure the LED lights up. You can see it illuminating there. And if it doesn't light up, then you just take these trim pieces back off. You can get to the LED pretty easily once that bezel piece is out. And you're just gonna rotate the bulb in the socket 180 degrees. Just remove it and put it back in 180 degrees, and it should light up. You can see how loose the shifter is. That's because the shifter bushings are worn out. But once you're all back together, just give it a good test. Move it through all the gears, make sure the orange indicator moves through the windows, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys, thanks for watching.